Hello and welcome back to Languedoc Property Finders, and welcome back to the sunny south of France. Today we are in the very pretty historic village of Tours, which is one of the closest villages to the historic town of Pezenas, situated down on the Mediterranean coast in between Beziers and Montpellier. What we're going to have a look at today is the house in front of us, which is a very nice 4-bedroom village house with a roof terrace. This would make a very interesting holiday home, not only because of its location and its village and the proximity to Pezenas, but because this particular house is being offered for sale fully equipped, fully furnished, fully equipped. Now that is a very interesting option for a lot of people because it means that you could potentially buy this property, you could complete on the purchase and straight away on day one go straight in to use the house for your holidays without spending your first couple of weeks running around hiring vans and getting deliveries of furniture. So like a lot of village houses, the front door opens straight into the main living space here. I just turn round. It's a decent sized space. The owners have got a very, very large sofa, as you can see, which takes up a lot of space. But even so, it's a nice size room. You've got air conditioning in this room. One of the nice things about this property, which is becoming more and more common, but also more and more important, is the house is already hooked up to high-speed fibre optic internet. So as you can see, I think the way the owners have furnished this house is rather nice. And just again, to recap, that this house is being sold fully equipped. There will of course be a few personal items that the current owners would want to take with them, but basically fully equipped, all the furniture, pots, pans, everything ready to go. We've got a nice fireplace there, wood burner. That's quite nicely positioned as well, because that is going to generate heat for the living area where I'm standing, the dining area beyond, which we're going to have a look at in a second, but also opposite the stairwell, which means you are going to get some heat going drifting upstairs, which is very, very handy. You've got your understairs storage. Everyone needs an understairs storage cupboard. And then we move through to the back of the property, where we've got a very cozy, good sized dining area. Comfortably spaced for 6 around that table. The whole house is offered for sale in very, very good decorative condition. The current owners have really looked after it. Then from here, we make our way through to the kitchen. Very nicely fitted kitchen, plenty of workspace. Space and plumbing for your washing machine, your dishwasher. Space for a slightly oversized oven, hob extractor fan. And on the other side, space for a full-size fridge freezer and even more storage. There's a back door that goes out to just a little sort of alleyway that gives a rear access. Probably not something you're ever going to use, but it's there. This is a really good sized kitchen, and again in immaculate condition. You could literally walk into this house and everything's ready to go. So that's the ground floor. Then, like almost all village houses, the accommodation is laid out over 3 levels. It's quite rare to find a village house that's only over 2 floors, and most of them are 3 floors, occasionally 4. So here we're going to make our way up to the first floor. The staircase is very, very nice terrazzo stone, which is in very good condition. And we come up to this first floor landing where we are going to turn right and go straight into the front bedroom. So this is a really good sized, generous double room with air conditioning. Double doors out to a little picture balcony. And one thing I do want to point out with this house, most of these village houses are in relatively narrow streets. And because of that, you are often directly facing your neighbours. This is unusual because if we have a look outside, I try and open this, it's very windy today, but you will see opposite is a garden. It's rush hour at the moment, by the way, that's why I've been unfortunate to have a couple of cars go through just as I choose to make a video, but I can assure you this is not a busy road, and if I look out and just indicate the fact that it's a pretty small street, you can appreciate, I'm sure, that this is by no means a main thoroughfare. But having that greenery opposite and not being overlooked by your neighbours is a very, very nice bonus. So really generous double room, again with air conditioning, and we've got a storage cupboard on the right here, ideal place for sheets or towels, etc. Then we're going to go right and we're going to head down a couple of steps, and here we find a very nice shower room, beautifully done. So you've got your WC. If I spin round, hopefully you'll be able to get an idea of a comfortably sized shower cubicle, level with the floor, so there's no step up. That's a bonus. Fully tiled, very nice wash basin, and a heated towel rail. There's a small window there for natural ventilation, which the owners don't bother to open very much. Then I'm going to turn right, and now we are going to go into the second bedroom. So this is also a good double. The first one was a particularly large room. This is a normal size double room. Again, as you can see, with air conditioning. We've got a built-in storage cupboard, but a good sized double room. So that gives us 2 bedrooms. Now we go back to the first floor landing. Just as a recap, the room on the left there, that's the main room where I started. And this time, opposite that, we've got another double bedroom. Again, a really good size, again with air conditioning. This room has got quite a large built-in cupboard. It's quite deep and also goes a fair way to the left and to the right. That's not particularly something that's going to show up well on camera, but believe me, it's a very useful space to have. This is what the French would call une pièce obscure, or a room without a window. Now, actually that's not a bad thing, because you are able to get ventilation coming in from the landing, and that also means that you are going to get a very good night's sleep, because you're not going to get any daylight intrusion. So you've got a generous double room with air conditioning. So that gives us so far 3 good double rooms, all with air conditioning. From here we can go up to the top floor, so the second floor. You've got a continuation of the terrace flooring. You can see a terrace ahead of us. We're going to come to that in a second. First of all, there's a toilet here with a very, very clever, I've only seen this a couple of times, a very, very clever design of an integrated wash basin. So when you're limited on space, that's a very clever solution. Then we've got another very generous room. So this sits above the first bedroom we came to. And as you can see, is quite a large room. The owners have got this room set up with a sofa bed, and this makes a really nice sort of guest area where your friends or family can have a generous double bedroom, but at the same time, because it's a sofa bed, it can be used as a lounge. It just gives people the opportunity to get a bit of space. And then you've got quite a large built-in cupboard on this wall, and continuing with that theme of this being a sort of a guest suite, as you can see, space for a fridge, freezer, microwave, almost like a hotel suite. And because we are above that main bedroom, this room also benefits from having the view out to the greenery opposite. There's a mosquito net in front of me, so this isn't showing particularly well on camera, but you get the idea. You don't have anyone looking back at you. You have greenery, which is fantastic. So that gives us 4 good double bedrooms. And the last thing to see is a rather nice, rather cozy roof terrace. This is what is known as a trapezienne rather than a terrace. A trapezienne refers to an outdoor space such as this, but where the facade of the building hasn't been changed. So just part of the roof has been taken off. That way, from the perspective of the local planning authorities, the exterior aspects of the properties remain unchanged, which they like. But this is a really great space. There's a blind up there on a pulley, which comes down and gives you shade. But this is a nice space. You've even got an outdoor shower. So on a really hot day in the summer, you can cool off. And you've got an outdoor kitchen. So you can be up here. It's lovely and quiet. Reading a book, sunbathing, make yourself a drink. If you get too hot, jump under the shower, cool down, and then go back to sleep in the sun again. It's a really nice retreat out here. And that's pretty much it. So just as a recap, we are in the village of Tourbe, which is spelled Tourbes. We are one of the closest villages to the historic town of Pezenas. Pezenas, as I'm sure most of you will know, lies on the Mediterranean coast between the very large town of Montpellier and the smaller but still large town of Beziers. Pezenas is known for its historic significance. It was the town favoured by Molière, the writer. And Tourbe, this particular village, Tourbe, is a very good, very popular village, not only for its proximity to Pezenas, but also because it's pretty good in the way of having options for food and drink. Basically, you've got a number of restaurants, you've got a couple of bars, and all of that is within a short hop of the town of Pezenas. Also very, very easy access to the A75 motorway. So that's pretty much it. It's a great house. It's being sold fully equipped. More or less everything you see is included in the price. That means it's a property that is ready to go from day one. During a sales process, for your information, all of the contents and furniture would be itemized anyway, and that way there can be no confusion about what's included. So a fantastic property. Feel free to leave any comments in the comments section below. Contact us to ask any questions. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.